What's up, Facebook? Oh, let me make sure that my thing is on here so that everybody knows what we're talking about. I know I always surprise you guys when I come live, but let me wait till more people come in. And while I'm waiting on y'all to come in, I'm gonna turn this on. What do I want to hear? Greetings. I'm just waiting for more people to come in. It's on my old music. What's up? Why can't I see comments or nothing? Like, okay, there we go. Because I'm like, what's going on? I can't see nothing. Greetings. I am well. How are you? Okay, so did something change with Instagram? Like, I mean, not Instagram, but Facebook. Like, all this stuff is like super big. Okay, there we go. Look, it must have been a recent update or something. I don't know, but I'm a little rusty. But greetings, everybody. I'm just waiting for more people to come in. I know that this is like an impromptu live, but I always surprise you guys with the live, so it shouldn't be a surprise by now. But I'm just making my rounds. I was just live on TikTok, and then I did a live on Instagram. So I was like, let me go ahead and jump in on Facebook and say what up to the fam. This is just a little Q&A questionnaire, so you guys can ask me whatever. If you have questions, but I just wanted to make sure that I dedicated some time to show up for you guys in case you did have questions about wellness stuff, while I am willing to donate some of my time today. So what's up? I just, what have I been doing? I've been working on, I'm always working on a project. Y'all know I'm always over here busy. That's why I be like so disconnected and doing my own thing. Hi, JoJo. Hold on, wait, you can make comments full screen? Hold on. So yeah, Facebook must have gotten an update. Nah, I'm gonna keep them little like this because that's zoning me out. But I didn't come on here with the intention to talk about anything in particular. Like I said, I've already been live on TikTok. I done been live on Instagram. So I'm just making my rounds, and I just wanted to show up. What time is it? It is 2 o'clock. It's not like this is the best time to go live anyways, but I just wanted to pop in, say what up, see if you guys had questions about anything before I tap out and get back to doing whatever it is that I was doing. But I just wanted to say hi and listen to my old school music. But we've been talking about shit in the last live. We were talking about relocating. Like, I've been talking about relocating a lot, and how this need for me to pack up and head on out and go somewhere to stay has been heavy on my heart. The importance of alkaline. So okay, a lot of people are on this alkaline trend, and I'm gonna be honest, what I'm about to say is probably going to break your heart, but I'm just not into it at all. Like, I'm really not. I understand the premise of it and all of that, but I'll just say this. You know, as much stuff as I've come across throughout these past 10 to 11 years that I've been working on myself and preparing myself to be who I am in this moment, I've come across tons of different information from different sources. I've studied and observed all of the best in the game. And what I will say about this is this whole premise of alkaline versus acid, and that only alkaline foods are the foods that are healthy. And I'm just going to say that that is an absolute myth. Okay? And I'm not bringing up names. I'm not going to be calling anybody out. I'm not doing that today, but I'll just say this. The body needs balance. It needs a balance of alkaline things. It needs a balance of acid things. And too much of anything can be detrimental to the body. So to think that that you're only going to eat alkaline foods and then achieve health is ludicrous. You need to have balance. You need to have a balance of some alkaline things, and you need to have a balance of some structural acids. It's just all about what are you putting into the body that makes the difference. People are using the term alkaline to mean something that it doesn't mean. Alkalinity refers to the percentage of hydrogen that is present in the anatomical buildup of whatever that food product is. That's all it has to do with, but it has nothing to do with whether or not the food is organic, whether the food has been genetically engineered or not, or whether it is nutritious for us or not. But we've been using this word alkaline as an interchangeable label for healthy, non-GMO food, and that is not what that term technically means. So in my book, from my perspective, and this is just me, you guys, like I said, I'm not throwing nobody under the bus, I'm not throwing shade, but scientifically, the word alkaline has nothing to do with whether something is healthy, nutritious, non-GMO, hybrid, none of that. It has nothing to do with none of that. So it literally just tells you how much hydrogen is present in that atom. So the goal should be, do you want to eat natural, non-GMO, seeded fruits that are healthy for the body, or do you want to eat processed foods, genetically engineered foods, foods that don't have seeds in them? That's the only distinction that I have in my book. I don't care if it's alkaline or acidic, because I understand that there is something. Shut up, Patrick. Because I understand that doesn't matter. It just really doesn't matter. I'll sit up and drink a bunch of lemons and limes all day long to help cleanse and detox my body, but they have a purpose. They help to cleanse. They're very astringent and cleansing. Okay? And then I could turn around and drink something that is very alkaline, like cucumber juice. So it doesn't matter. The goal, again, is just eat foods that are natural, eat foods that are not GMO, eat foods that still have their seeds in them, and eat for wellness. But don't get stuck in this, oh, is it alkaline or is it acid? Oh, I can't have that because it's not alkaline. Like, again, the term alkaline is not some label that just means everything is healthy because it's alkaline, because that's not true. Even the stuff that chemicals that they put, like lye and things like that in the water, that's alkaline, but that doesn't make it healthy. So the word alkaline is being misconstrued, and it is being applied in a way that I think muddies the waters for people. And then you get these groups of people who want to go back and forth with each other and argue about, well, I don't eat that because that's not alkaline, or this person said that we should only eat this, and it's just like, shut up. Does it have a seed in it? Is it fully sun ripened? Did it grow in God's earth, or did somebody make that in the lab? These are the types of questions that we should be asking. It doesn't matter if it's alkaline or not. All of that is just a tactic to make you even more confused about this, how simple eating healthy is, because eating healthy is actually very simple. We have just overcomplicated it because everyone has stepped in and really complicated this whole process of just eating natural foods. That's really all it is, you guys. Just eat nature food. Eat the food from nature. That's it. Let's see. You always sound good all the time. May Adulumare bless you, bless your home. I don't know how to pronounce all that other stuff, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I remember I used to think that the higher pH and higher alkaline in water was where it was at. Then I realized the mid pH around 7, 7.5 equates to the eternal balance that the body needs. Spring water is good, but is purified faucet water good for you? That's like the same thing. What was I about to say? Okay, so I'm going to answer two things that you had mentioned. Starting with the acidity of your water and it being like 7 to 7.5, slightly acidic or neutral. If it's neutral, then that means that it's not going to disrupt anything. 7.5, slightly acidic, that's fine, because guess what? The juices in your stomach are what? Acidic. So it's okay to have a slightly acidic water. No, you're not going to develop cancer. No, you're not going to leach minerals out of your body because your water is not completely alkaline. Like I said, all of these things again are just myths and tactics to make people afraid to be simple. Like, you guys got to also realize that there are people out there that sell products, and they promote their products by scaring you into thinking that you need them in order to avoid something else. So, you know, there's been a rise on alkaline waters, and I'm not saying that alkaline water is bad. So let me just make that statement. I'm not saying alkaline water is bad. I'm just simply saying that people will push propaganda in order to make their products look more appealing, okay? But there is nothing wrong with drinking water that is slightly acidic, and there is nothing wrong with drinking water that is alkaline. Just don't get caught up in, oh, because it's not this, then that means that that's bad water and blah, 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 blah. As far as drinking purified tap water, purified in what way? Because there's lots of stuff that gets dumped into our spring, not our spring water, but into the drinking water that comes out of our faucets. You know, there is tons of medical residue from prescription drugs. There's residue from chemicals that have been put in it to cleanse it. You got fluoride in the water. I mean, there's so much stuff floating around in that water. You got to make sure that you purify all of that stuff out, and you have to have a powerful enough filter to get those things out. Greetings to everyone who has just joined. Like, I personally own a water distiller unit, so I distill my own water. And if I run into situations where I'm out and about and I don't have water handy, then I will buy bottled water. I particularly like, I believe it is called Essentia. I like that bottled water when I'm out and about. I also like Smart Water. Those are like the bottled waters that I like to drink if I have to purchase water while I'm out and about, because water does have a taste, believe it or not. Well, water has a taste when you add stuff to it, and a lot of these companies, they do add stuff to the water. They're adding different salts and minerals to the water in order to add unnatural electrolytes to them, and that affects the way that that water tastes. And I particularly do not fancy the flavor that adding salts to the water gives it. It makes it taste salty to me, and because my palate is so used to distilled water, when I drink anything that has added minerals in it, it just tastes weird to me. And it's not throwing shade to people who drink it. I just don't like it because I'm used to drinking water that literally doesn't have anything in it. So it just tastes weird, and I'm just like, ugh, this water tastes weird. Smart Water, alkaline water is awesome. Yeah, I like Smart Water. I can't drink Crystal Geyser because it has that mineral-y taste. I don't like it. I only like distilled water, really. Distilled water, like I said, I can tolerate Essentia. Like, Essentia doesn't have that weird aftertaste. Hold on. Let me plug my phone up, because I've been going live like three times, and I didn't went live. This is my third time going live. I don't personally like Crystal Geyser. It's not bad, but like I said, I could just taste, because some of these spring waters, they do have a lot of minerals in them, and I don't like that. I haven't drank core water in a long time, so I'm gonna be honest. I can't offer an opinion. I have no desire to drink core water though, because I found water already that I like, and once I found something that I like, I kind of like tend to stick with it, because I despise taking risk and then being unhappy with it if I already know that something works for me, if that makes sense. So Essentia or Smart Water are two waters that are easy for me to find. They're typically everywhere, and because I know that I already like them, I just stick with them because that's what I know and that's what I like. But if I ever had to, grab something because that wasn't available, then, I would probably try something different. But I have drank core water before, but that was years, like 5-6 years ago. I didn't drink spring water because it tastes like metal or dirt. Yeah, spring waters can have a more pronounced flavor because they have, a lot of mineral content. Ice Mountain is a good choice. sorry. I don't like Ice Mountain at all. Like, Ice Mountain is in the list along with Dasani. What else don't I like? So Dasani, Ice Mountain, and it's another one, Nestle water. Those all are like all in this. It's another one, but I can't think. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it's a no for me though. On them, it's a no for me. And I'm not laughing because I'm taking shots. Again, I'm just cracking up at myself. Aquafina, yes, JoJo, that's the one. Aquafina, Dasani, Nestle, Ice Mountain, them is all a no for me. Because they, especially Dasani and Aquafina, them is disgusting to me. The issue that I have with, what is it called? Because now I lost the name of it. Ice Mountain. The issue I have with Ice Mountain and some of the other ones is that I can taste the minerals in them, and it makes it taste salty to me, so I prefer not to drink them. I drink distilled water or essential. Yeah, same here. I have my own water distiller, so that's what I'm typically drinking. Let me show y'all my water distiller and just kind of talk about the stuff that comes out of the water. Hold on, let me swipe my camera around. So this is my water distiller. I got it from this company called H2O Labs. This thing cost me about $270, $280, somewhere around there. I've had it for about 2 years now. I just made a fresh thing of water last night. It takes about 5 hours to make a gallon of water. So typically I'll fill it up at night so that when I wake up in the morning I have fresh water. And then I also keep several of these glass jars. I got 3 of them on hand so that I can keep water on deck. I also have this thing back here. It's called a Big Berkey. That is also a water filtration system, but that is a gravity fed filter. So that means it only works by gravity. It has filters that you screw into it and you just pour the water in, and then it just trickles down by gravity. So that is like my emergency water filter in case electricity is out. And it's called a Big Berkey. But let me move my water to the side, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to take the lid off. Hold on, let me put this camera down real quick because I need both my hands. But I'm going to take the lid off so that you can see inside of here, and you'll be able to see what's left behind after distilling tap water. So let me turn my light on. So you see all this stuff in here? Look how disgusting that is. That is all of the heavy metals, chemicals, and leftover particulate matter that is swimming around in the tap water coming out of the faucet. So this is faucet water that I put in here, and then it becomes this water, which is distilled. This machine also has a carbon filter in here. This carbon filter, after the water is distilled, it comes through this filter and it drips through it and into this container. So not only is this distilled, but then it also gets carbon filtered to make sure that any gases that get trapped do not get absorbed into the water, because when you boil water, gases are emitted, and those gases can be absorbed into the water. And then that can also affect the way that the water tastes. So the carbon filter helps to eliminate that and catch any last minute things before the finished product is put into that container. But this is what, and this is only one use. I clean this thing out after every gallon of water I make. And this is what you got. The stuff looks nasty. I actually have to put citric acid and hot water in here, and I gotta let it sit in order for this to clean up. Otherwise it doesn't come out. Like, I have to scrub it. But this is the stuff that's in the tap water. So if you drink tap water, if you're showering in tap water, washing your hair with it, brushing your teeth with it, these are the hidden things that we can't see that's in that water. And that's why water filtration is such a big business right now, because they know, hold on, let me put my lid back on. But they know that what they doing with this water ain't right. They're putting a lot of stuff in this water because they're just recycling water, y'all. We don't keep getting new water. Okay, the water ain't brand new. They're just recycling it. So the same water that we all, defecate in, the same water that we vomit in, the same water that we are throwing oil in, the same water that we're dropping all of our old expired medicine in. And not to mention, if you've been taking pills or medication and then urinating or defecating, all of that gets into that water, and then they just clean it and recycle it and send it right back to us. So the water has a lot of not only physical contaminants in it, but that water also has a lot of energetic pollution. And that's something that you don't really hear people talking about, the energetic pollution in water. So energetically cleansing your water is also important when it comes to purifying and cleansing water. I'm gonna come back and read your comments in a minute, but I really want to say this. But you really have to purify and cleanse the water physically, so that means filtering it, but you also should be cleaning your water energetically. And that means that you need to let the water vortex. When I say vortex, like spinning, like this is why fresh running water outside is so healthy, because the water is exposed to fresh air, it is exposed to sunlight, it is exposed to rocks and things like that, and the water running and hitting up against those rocks, it's like rejuvenating and energizing and purifying the water on a physical and energetic level. But water that has not had the opportunity to be exposed to that, it kind of just has that same energetic pollution just stuck in it, and it never gets to refresh itself. That's why you hear people talking. I don't know how deep you guys get into water, but I've studied water extensively for years, because I was obsessed with trying to have the best kind of water. And I used to study something called structured water, and understanding that water is like alive. Water is alive, and it has the ability to hold memory and energy. Okay, I know this sounds far-fetched and it's strange, but you go do your own research. Look into structured water. But water is probably, because like I just said, there is no new water. So we don't just keep getting new water. Water is always being recycled. So that means that the water that is present on this planet is the water that has been here since the beginning of time. And every time water touches something, it absorbs the frequency or the vibration of whatever touched it. So that's why there are places where the water is considered very healing or very spiritual, because that water has been untainted and it has come into contact with stuff that has been very spiritual or healing for a long period of time. So people go to certain bodies of water and they get into that water and they drink that water, and they are able to tap into the energetic knowledge that's in the water. I don't know how else to explain this, but that's kind of like the concept of holy water and all of these like natural springs and all of these like sacred areas. It's the water. So I know I went off on a far tangent, and I'll come back to you, but we were talking about filtering the water. You got to filter the water energetically and physically if you want the best, because water, like I said, takes on the energy of whatever it comes into contact with. So you got to clear stuff away. And the way that you can do that is by, again, letting the water vortex. You can speak over the water to put a new intention over it. You can put physical objects in the water and let the water come into contact with that physical object, and then it'll take on that frequency or the vibration of that object. You can use music. You can infuse music and certain tones into the music. I mean, y'all, it gets really, really deep. Really, really deep. And ain't nobody out here really talking about how energy can be transferred through water. But I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to go back and read all of your comments. Okay, so when you talk about natural rhythm and eliminating waste, is that kind of like when you go to the bathroom at a certain time, or should you try to train your body to go? Okay, so Melissa, to answer your question, I do not think that you should train your body to go to the bathroom at a specific time. I think that you should listen to your body and go when your body tells you to go. But there are specific times when your body naturally wants you to go to the bathroom. And everybody knows, for example, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing your body wants to do is eliminate That is natural. That is part of the natural cycle of elimination. That's why when it comes to promoting health and wellness, I teach people to practice something called intermittent fasting and to abstain from eating early in the morning, because that is your cycle for elimination in the morning. And the body will be disrupted from being able to eliminate waste if it now has to stop if it has to stop just to digest the eggs and the biscuits and the sausage and the bacon that you just ate. So don't eat in the morning. Fully just hydrate. Help flush the body of toxins. So that's what I mean by that, if that makes sense. Fuji is overrated. Yeah, I don't particularly care for Fuji either. Again, it has that salty flavor to me, so it just bothers me. I'm going through. Greetings, you guys, to everyone who's in. What's up, Ninja Bay? I got your message, but I was just on a live video. I'm gonna respond to you. Though. Greetings, Pharaoh. Okay, so I made it through all the comments. It looked like it was like, I really love the way you're taking good care of yourself. Thank you so much. I do my best. I don't know everything, but like I said, my journey into health and wellness started over 10 years ago. So me just coming out in the open and sharing what I know just started probably like a few years ago. But I've been tapped into this stuff since like 2009, 2010. And I was just hoarding it all, practicing and exploring and studying and researching. I was just obsessed, you guys. I couldn't stop because I found something that was working for me, you know. After having some of the health challenges that I was dealing with, not being able to, go to the bathroom and having to use laxatives just to relieve toxins in my body, gaining weight, having feminine issues. Like I talk about all the things that I struggled with in before I became plant-based Akilah, and I was living the standard American life, drinking and eating at Olive Garden every goddamn weekend. That stuff took a toll on my body, and cheese, all of that constantly had me all just constipated and like I just couldn't imagine going back to eating like that. Like I cannot. Like I'd probably shoot myself if I had to eat like that again. But once I found out that it was the food that was making me sick and that I could heal by removing those things out of my diet, and that I could get rid of the things that I was dealing with by eating more fresh fruits and things like that, and then that, learning that led to learning something else. And it's just like a rabbit hole that never ends. And I just was sucked in. And I'm still tapped in fully. But now my role is to take everything that I've learned, everything that I've practiced, everything I've experimented with, and to give it back to the community and to help people heal themselves. So that's why I started my business Plant-Based from scratch. This is why I post all this stuff that I do. This is why I live my life the way that I do, because I am the testimony. I'm the living example of what I am trying to help people do. And that's it. That's it. That's my purpose, and I know that now. I got a little clouded along the way a few years ago, and I was trying to be a plant-based restaurant, and that wasn't what Spirit had in mind for me, and I had to deassociate, well, no, that's not the right word. I had to unassociate myself with that. And so I'm getting myself back to where I need to be. Dr. Masaru's, I want to make sure I'm saying that name right. Experiments show the effects thoughts and music have on, and the thoughts, okay, I can't talk today, good Lord. Dr. Masaru's experiments show the effects that thoughts and music have on water. All right, so I'm going to pin that comment so that you guys can get that name and look him up on YouTube. But yeah, structure your water. Make sure that you are energetically purifying your water, because water is a tool for spiritual healing. And like I said, it sounds strange for me to say this, but there are so many people who all have heard of holy water, but nobody questions that, right? You got all these priests and whatever they are, in that religious community, they all talk about holy water and baptizing in water and all of this. Like, they're using water. There is a reason why water has healing properties, but what kind of water? Has the water been spiritually cleansed, energetically cleansed? Is it structured? All of those things matter. So that's why I kind of wanted to share that. Do I take black seed oil? I currently do not take black seed oil, but I do not have anything against black seed oil. I am just someone who tries not to have 3,000 different supplements in my cabinet. So that's why I don't take black seed oil every day. But I do get healthy fats from my foods, from like avocados and coconuts, because black seed oil, it's an oil, so that's a fat. It's a healthy fat, but it also has like some healthy, compounds in it that are good for various things. So you can certainly incorporate it into your diet. But I personally just choose to eat healthy sources of fat, and that's good enough for me right now. What else? Any other questions? Sorry, my song is on, and I ain't heard that song in a while. What else, guys? Ask me some questions. Let me go through and make sure I haven't missed any. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, so when is cookbook coming out? Okay, so the new cookbook is still being worked on. Why did I give up singing? I knew. Okay, I'm gonna answer that question in a minute. The second cookbook is being rendered right now. So, hold on, I had read a comment and then lost my train of thought. Second cookbook is on its way. I literally have to handcraft my recipe, so that means I physically get in the kitchen and make a recipe, sometimes 2-3 times, in order to perfect it. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. But if you want recipes before everybody else gets them in the cookbook, join my plant-based program, because the members of my program, they get first dibs on all of the recipes. And when I am working on recipes and I cook something and then I don't want to eat it, if you are local to the Cincinnati area, I make it available to all of the members in my program, and they have access to those meals. So if anybody who is watching and you want to go plant-based and you need help with your transitional journey, definitely connect with me and get inside of my program while it is on sale right now, because the price is going to go up. It's on sale right now. It's 40% off. Membership right now, I believe, is $330, but I have payment plans, okay? 2-month payment plans, 3-month payment plans, so that it is convenient and comfortable for you, so that you don't feel like you have to sacrifice your financial stability just to be a part of this program. But the sale price is not going to last forever. So get in while you can. Otherwise, it's going to cost you more. But like I said, I'm always adding cooking tutorials. So the members of my Plant-Based from Scratch program, they get my cookbook. So they have 2 cookbooks from me. And then they also get cooking tutorials along with all of the other information that I share with them to help them transition. So click the link in my bio, or I'll put it in here. I'm going to put it in here right now, and then I'm going to... It's just plantbasedfromscratch.com. Can I type it right? All right, so that's the website. And in the program, I teach you how to set your foundation. A lot of people don't know where to start when it comes to going plant-based, so we tackle that in our first lesson. We then talk about nutrition, and you learn about, what is the difference between being vegan versus plant-based versus vegetarian? What does the body actually need to be healthy, and what foods are you supposed to be eating to get those things? How do you build a balanced plant-based diet? We cover that in our second week. Week 3, we learn all about the different substitutes and which ones are the best and how do you actually use them. And then I supply you with cooking tutorials where I show you how to make stuff like vegan Alfredo, vegan mac and cheese, fried cauliflower. I mean, it's so many different things I teach you how to make using those substitutes so that you get good at cooking plant-based meals using some of those things I've taught you. And then I also teach you how to get good at building meals from scratch when you are not using a substitute, because the whole design of the program is to teach you how to exist on whole food. So I don't want you to become, you know, a junk food vegan or a junk food plant-based eater where you're just eating a bunch of vegan cheese and Beyond Burgers every day. Like, I want you to learn how to exist without those things. So I teach you how to eat from scratch using whole foods. We talk about meal planning, meal prepping, grocery shopping. I mean, you just get a lot with that program. And then I also teach you how to heal your digestive system. I also teach you about intermittent fasting, how to do a proper colon cleanse so that you can detox and get rid of toxins. So all of that is a part of that program. So again, if you are interested in learning more about it, just visit the link that I have posted here below, www.plantbasedfromscratch.com. Catch the sale right now. Actually, I'm going to put a code in here. Everybody who's watching right now, actually, no, I'm not going to type it in here, but I'll just say this. Everybody who's watching this live right now, if you are interested in going plant-based and you would like to get 10% off of your membership, so remember, it's already on sale right now. I'm going to give you another 10% off. Inbox me right now, and I will send you the code to get an additional 10% off if you want to join that program. So that'll take you down from $330, I think, to $297. And you can still do payment plans. So you can do a one-time payment and get it out of here, or you can do a 2-month payment plan or a 3-month payment plan with an additional 10% off. So inbox me today if you want in and you want these resources. All right, so that's the program. So the cookbook is coming soon. I'm still finishing it, you guys, but when it's done, I'll let you know. But until then, I'll be sharing stuff. You know, I'll be sharing recipes and things like that. Just give me a chance to get it all set up. Why did I give up singing? Let's just say what I'm doing right now is much more fulfilling to me at this moment than working on an album. Even though I still sing every single day, I'm always, you know, going around and singing and doing my thing. But it's just, I just don't feel as, I don't want to say connected. I just don't feel like doing music right now is urgent. Like, I feel like the work that I'm doing right now with helping people learn how to heal from disease and eat better is much more urgent than me getting on a song and talking about how some Negro broke my heart 3 years ago. Because that's like some of the old songs that I have recorded or written. That's what I be talking about, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, I'm just being funny though. At some point though, I do still want to release an album. I do want to still work on music, but I need to get this part of my life solidified first, and then I'll tap back into music. But I have not totally given it up. If you don't eat in the morning, could that be a slow metabolism? I thought I read that if you are not hungry in the morning, that's how you know you have a slow metabolism. I'm just asking. You said don't eat in the morning. Can you elaborate on that more, the not eating in the morning part? Metabolism doesn't really have much to do with how much you're eating. It has everything to do with your body's ability to handle what you eat. And the liver plays a big part in the role of metabolism. So metabolism really is just the process of your body breaking down the food that you eat into usable nutrients. So that's all metabolism is. Metabolism has nothing to do with losing weight. It has that. I know a lot of people talk about metabolism and that it has a lot to do, and they say, you know, that based on how quick or how slow your metabolism is, that's how quickly or how slowly you'll lose weight. But metabolism is not connected to that really. Metabolism literally is just how well does your body break down what you eat and use it for energy. When it comes to losing weight and all of that, that has everything to do with how much are you moving your body and how many calories are you burning. Do you burn more than you take in? That's what's going to cause weight loss. And that's going to determine how quickly or how slowly you lose weight. So eating in the morning is not about that aspect of metabolism. It is about improving digestion and being in sync with the rhythms of your body. The body doesn't have the strongest ability to handle food early in the morning because it just came out of a slumber that lasted for 8 to 12 hours. So you have to slowly wake the body up. And when you wake up in the morning, the body, the first thing that you don't, I'll say most people on average don't wake up immediately thinking about food. But the first thing you think about when you wake up is, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to eliminate. That is the natural cycle of the body. And the body stays in that cycle of elimination for at least 2 to 4 hours after you wake up. So avoiding eating helps ensure that that process can fully take place, because if you eat early in the morning, the body is going to stop the process of elimination, and then digestion is going to start taking place, because the body is forced to deal with whatever you put in your stomach no matter what. So using fasting in a smart way is a great way to stay in control of how your body uses its energy. And that's why I don't recommend eating early in the morning. If you want to have high energy levels when you wake up, don't eat when you wake up in the morning, because eating takes energy to digest food. And that's going to make you more tired, especially if you're eating shit like pancakes and waffles and sausage and egg McMuffins and hash browns. All of those things are hard to digest, and they're going to slow you down, and it's going to take energy away from you, versus you eating something like some fruit or a smoothie or some fresh fruit juice if you absolutely have to eat something. But do the test on yourself. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, don't eat for the first 2 to 3 hours. Just take in fluids. And then don't eat your first meal until afternoon. And then on the next day, eat in the morning. Eat a heavy ass breakfast in the morning, and you see how you feel. You'll notice the difference immediately. So that's why I recommend to get back in sync with the natural cycle of the body. How do you feel about substitute veggie meat? I'm gonna be honest with them. I think a lot of them are trash. A lot of them are super processed, and a lot of them don't taste good at all. Honestly, I have yet to actually really taste one that I thought was like, oh, you know what, that was pretty good. They all taste weird to me. So I don't really use them at all. And in my program, when I teach people about different substitutes, that's actually one thing that I really don't introduce them to. I teach them how to use whole foods as, meat substitutes, instead of, having them feel like they are forced to buy a bunch of fake meat products, which A, are typically processed, B, typically have a bunch of soy and other unhealthy ingredients in them, and C, don't taste good, and D, cost too much. Like, those things cost a lot of money. A pack of Beyond Beef is like $7, $8, $9, and it just don't taste that good to me. So yeah, I'm cool on them. But I will say, though, for some people as beginners, it's a good option if you feel like you need to use them. Are they okay to use from time to time? Absolutely. But I just would recommend not to make it a staple in your diet. Use it when you need to, and when you don't, get familiar with using whole food ingredients as substitutes. Thank you for this information. You are so welcome, Missy. You laughing at me, D, for me and music. Like I said, I'll get back to music someday. Like, I still love it, but it's just, I just like what I'm doing right now so much more. But then when I hear some of my old music, like stuff that I have not released to the world, I get like excited again, and I'd be like, oh my God, like I want to work on my music right now. And then it dies away, and then I come back to being plant-based Akilah. But someday I'm gonna put an album out, and then I'm gonna be able to finally say, like, all right, y'all got an album out of me, so y'all get to know that version of me, and then you also get to know this version of me. What would you take for the gallbladder? If your gallbladder is giving you issues, I would recommend that you do a liver and gallbladder flush. There's a video on my YouTube channel where I talk about liver and gallbladder cleansing. There's a book that I recommend. There's a process that you follow. But there really isn't, you can take a herb called chanca piedra, which is a herb that helps break up like gallstones and things like that. But you also need to purge and cleanse it, and then stop eating real greasy food. Greasy food is what destroys the gallbladder. So if you eat a lot of fried or fatty foods, cut them out and start working on healing that gallbladder. But click the link in my bio on my page to get to my YouTube channel and watch the video that I posted about liver and gallbladder flushing, because I did one and I shared my personal process and I also talk about the book that I recommend that guides you on how to do it. What's your take on weed and healthy lifestyle? So I'm gonna be honest. I don't condone doing any recreational drugs, so I'll just say that for the record. I don't personally smoke. I absolutely hate the smell of smoke, and that is everything. I don't like the smell of weed. I don't like the smell of cigarettes. I don't like the smell of cigars, blacks, DeJarms, none of that. All of that shit stinks to me. So I personally don't smoke. I would say that weed is a herb. I'm not against using weed as a medicinal, but I don't think that we should burn it in order to get the medicinal properties out of it. I would say that there are much healthier ways to get the nutrients or the healing benefits from weed. There's better ways to get it than burning it up and then inhaling the smoke, because that's bad for the lungs. I would recommend that you try like a oil, like now don't laugh at me, y'all, because I was about to say HTC. But is it HCT? Which one is it? Is it HTC or THC? I don't know, but that's how little I know about it. Because, well, I'm not gonna say I don't know about it, but that's how you can tell I don't use it. But y'all know what compound I'm talking about, the THC, TCH, whichever one it is. You can get an oil with that in it. You can consume it. You can put it in food and eat it. Thank you, whoever gave me that, the THC. Is that my brother talking about THC? Yeah, I knew it had to be him. So you suggest eating it? Yes, I suggest eating it. I suggest getting an oil, or you can put it in water. Like, there is water, all of that. But I personally just would recommend that you abstain from inhaling the smoke, because the lungs is only meant to have one thing in it. And what is it? What is that one thing that we're supposed to have in the lungs? Oxygen, not no smoke. So edibles, yeah, you can do edibles. You can get the oils. You can eat it. You can make a tea out of it. Do your thing. Do your thug thizzle. But slow up on smoking it, because it's not good for the lungs at all. Hold on. I'm going through. I'm trying to catch up. Okay, so I just answered that question. Oh, okay. Now I understand. Thank you. You're welcome, Melissa. North Star Burger is the best. I don't think I've tried North Star yet. Because like I said, I've been plant-based vegan for 5.5 years now. So when I first started my journey, Beyond Beef and Impossible Burgers weren't even there yet. So, and then the options that were there had a lot of soy, and I don't do soy products. So I learned how to get by without using those things and without needing them. So now that I'm like fully established in my plant-based diet, those are just things that I've always lived without, so I really don't need them. So when I make my own veggie burgers, I use lentils and make like lentil patties, and you can put like rice with it. You can put other veggies in there to make like lentil patties, and you fry them up. But that's the kind of stuff that I teach inside of my program. I teach people how to use whole food ingredients to make substitutes, because let's just say if anything happened, you can make a variety of different things with a bag of rice, with a bag of lentils, with some different vegetables. Like, it doesn't just have to be a veggie patty, but you can make so many different things with that. So I'm all about teaching people how to use common ingredients that are versatile in their kitchen, that can be used in a variety of different ways. And that is just what has worked for me. But I've never tried that brand before. But if I ever feel the need to experiment with some veggie burgers, I'll give it a try. Thanks for the recommendation. I have tried Hillary burgers. I have tried them. They're probably like the healthiest veggie burger that are out there. But in all honesty, Brandon, do they taste good? Like, you gotta like be for real with me. Do they taste good? They're like, they're mediocre. They're very mediocre. But they're clean as hell. And they're vegan. Sorry, this lock is just getting on my nerves. Y'all see how it's just like bent? It's just getting on my nerve. Whatever. Oh, this is my song. How many of y'all hit to, what's her name? I done forgot it. Alina Barres. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I'm going to turn it up a little bit. This is my jam. It's called Pretty Thoughts. But this is the remix. But yeah, the Hillary burgers, they alright. They aight, but they are the cleanest, and I have enjoyed them before. Uh-oh, sorry, y'all. Please do. I love your voice. Okay, Daisha, I'm gonna hit y'all up with an album, but I don't know when, but it's just gonna be a surprise. And when y'all get it, y'all gonna be like, oh my God, Plant-Based Akilah done gave us an album. So now she gets to be my plant-based bestie, and I get to listen to her in the car. Like, okay. And y'all, send a special shout out to my brother Ziliano Pacino. He's in here right now. It's his birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Is drinking more coconut milk more acceptable than drinking water? What kind of coconut milk are you drinking? Because if you're buying some stuff from the grocery store, no, and no. But if you're making coconut water yourself, like at home, which taking like a Thai coconut, opening it up, pouring the coconut water in there, and then the fresh coconut meat and blending it up yourself, I would say that that is acceptable, but I will not say that it is superior to drinking regular water. I would say that you would still want to drink water or incorporate more coconut water over the milk, because you need more of the, there's more hydrogen and stuff in water than it is in the coconut milk, and that's what's going to help with the hydration of your body. So edibles, what healthy food would you recommend with marijuana use? That's a strange question, because I personally don't use it, but you can put it in anything. You know, you can make a banana bread and put some in the banana bread. I'm just trying to think. People make butter out of it, so you can get like a vegan butter and infuse your vegan butter with marijuana and make your own marijuana butter that you can spread to your food or add to your food. I don't know. Like, I feel like the possibilities are endless. You can really put it in anything. Do you know how to extract the necessary components? I personally would recommend, if you want to extract nutrients from weed, that you either do an oil infusion. So that means that you take a carrier oil like coconut oil and you put your weed buds in it and then let that sit like in the sun. Say marijuana. It's marijuana. Why are you cracking up at me saying marijuana? But I would put the weed buds in that oil and then do like a sun tincture, like put it outside, put a lid on it, put it outside and let the sun hit it. And the heat from the sun will help infuse those oils with the natural components in that oil. I'm sorry, from the weed. But there are other processes that people follow to extract it, but you need to have like certain equipment to do that. So that's something that you would need to investigate and learn more about. And for real, I'm gonna just be honest. As many black men that are into weed, y'all need to start getting into growing your own weed and processing your own weed and making medicinal products using weed. Like, that is a business that is growing. People are making millions and millions and millions of dollars off of this. And the possibilities are endless now, because I just told y'all that people are eating this stuff. People can go get medical cards for this stuff now. So if you've never thought that there would be a legitimate way that you can literally hustle weed, now is the time. Become legit with the business and do it that way. That's the thing about those sub meats. It got all that soy in it. Yeah, a lot of them do have the soy in it, but that's why I kind of just stay away from them. I like the mushroom patties my mom makes. Oh, that, I'm pretty sure that probably is pretty dope. I can't honestly say I've ever tried them. I personally don't like mushrooms, so I don't cook with them at all. None of my recipes have mushrooms in them, and they'll never have mushrooms in them because I'm okay without ever eating them. And yeah, I just have a phobia of mushrooms, so I don't play around with mushrooms. But I'm sure that it's probably really good. A lot of people use mushrooms as a substitute for meat because of the texture that they have, but I personally can't get into them. I crave chocolate. What can be a substitute for me? Girl, regular chocolate. They make chocolate that's vegan. I wish I had one in my hand that I could show you, because there is. Do I got one? I'm trying to think if I got one sitting on top of my refrigerator. Let me go look. I might have one that I can show you. Hold on. Okay, I thought I had one, but I don't. But I know at Kroger's, you got to go in their aisle where they sell like all of their chocolate and candy, especially the aisle where they have the expensive chocolates. But they have a vegan chocolate bar that doesn't have soy or nuts or nothing like that in it. So you can eat that. You don't have to have a special substitute for it. You just got to find a cleaner option for soy. Sorry, I need a snack. I'm eating a fruit leather. This is from Trader Joe's. These are super duper good. This is what I recommend instead of getting them damn fruit snacks from Mott's that have all that junk in it. Girl, get back to business. I am back to business. What you talking about? This is what I do. Say marijuana again. What's so funny about that? Do you prefer juicing or smoothies? So I like both, but I'm going to be honest. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. But the benefits are different. And it just depends on where you are in your journey, which makes juicing, you know, superior in a way. So I'll just say this. Let me take a bite out of this because my mouth is like watering. Hold on. So this is what they look like. This is fruit leather. And this is apple raspberry. Let me turn this on. Okay, so what I was saying, juicing removes all of the fiber. It removes all of the fiber out of the fruit. So you miss out on all of that fiber, which could help gently cleanse and scrub your digestive system. And that's why smoothies are superior in that way, because the fiber is still there. Juicing removes it, but it easily releases the natural sugars from the fruit into the bloodstream. So from people who want a quick energy boost, a natural energy boost, juicing is a fast way to get that energy boost, because your body doesn't have to go through the digestion of fiber. It just gets the sugars immediately because there's no fiber there. So I recommend juicing as a great, like, what word do I want to use? Recovery for like working out, opposed to drinking a protein shake. Yeah, you should be drinking fruit juices instead of protein shakes to feed the cells in your muscles so that they continue to grow. The cells in your muscles don't eat protein, they eat sugar. And if you don't know this information, do your own research and you'll be surprised by what you find. The body makes its own protein. Okay? It makes proteins. All it needs is just the building blocks to do that. So, and then the cells inside of your muscles, the cells inside of your body, all of them are fueled by sugar. Natural sugar from the fruits and vegetables that you eat. So when you are doing extensive exercising and working out and you want a recovery, drink some fresh juice. That's going to immediately feed the cells in your muscles so that you don't experience atrophy or other issues that usually take place when you overexert yourself. And I know that goes against everything that you've probably ever known about exercising, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with going against the grain and sharing what I've come to know. I just offer that you investigate it yourself so that you know it for yourself as well. Smoothies, though, are probably starting to become my favorite right now, especially since I invested in that high-powered blender that literally liquefies everything. So I can literally make whole food juices that still have the fiber in them with that blender. You know, instead of using the juicer and getting rid of all of the fiber, I can blend up a bunch of fruits and vegetables, add some water to it, sweeten it up a little bit, and then I have a juice, a natural juice that I just made that still has all the fiber. So it's almost similar to like the naked juices that you can get at Kroger's, or what's the other brand? Bolt House. You know, those are like liquefied smoothies. Like, I can create those now using my high-powered blender that I have, and I have a Vitamix. Okay, so these, okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm eating. So I got these from Target, I think. And these are fruit leathers. But these don't taste better than the ones that I got from Trader Joe's. This is the one I got from Trader Joe's, but this was my last one, and I'm salty about it because these don't taste as good. But these are excellent for children as well, so that you don't have to give them a bunch of processed stuff. So I'm into smoothies right now. I think you should have a segment about this for your craft. It's a huge thing. And as a plant-based marijuana, and as plant business, marijuana is important. Yeah, I'm not opposed to talking about it for sure. You seem knowledgeable about the topic, though. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you do jackfruit? I use jackfruit occasionally. I got some in my freezer right now, waiting for me to use it. Sorry. You have to prep, jackfruit though before you use it. Otherwise, it's going to taste really sour. And it's going to throw off the flavor profile of whatever you're cooking. So you have to prep it a little bit in order to get it ready. And I have some in my freezer waiting for me, because that's one of the next recipes that I'm working on. I'm working on right now I'm working on appetizers. So this new cookbook that I'm working on is going to be massive. It's going to have it's going to have so much stuff in it. So I'm going to have some appetizers in there. It's going to have desserts in there. It's going to have a whole lot. So I'm going to be working on a buffalo chicken dip using the jackfruit. So we'll see how that comes out. I have a phobia about mushrooms as well. See? It's something about, it's the fact that it's a fungus that gets me. Like, I just cannot. Now, have I eaten worse stuff? Yeah. But it's just something about the mushroom. I can't get over it. The chocolate I have tried was very bitter. Yeah, that chocolate you had probably was dark raw chocolate, so it didn't have a whole lot of sugar and stuff in it, so it tastes really bitter, because chocolate in its natural state is bitter. I don't know how she cooks her mushroom patties, but it tastes like an actual burger. Mama be doing her thing. I'm sure she be throwing down. But yeah, if somebody hand me a veggie burger and it got mushrooms in it, I ain't gonna eat it. I'm gonna just be like, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna take one for the team today. It's just, I don't know what it is. It is psychological. I can't handle it. And it's not that they taste nasty. It's just knowing that I am eating it that throws it all off for me. Like, I just be like, take this. What flavor is this? Yeah, these are just not as good as these from Trader Joe's. And I'm sitting over here just like disappointed. But I'm going to eat them, because I paid for them. Wow, so you guys got any other questions? Hi, cousin. Greetings to everyone else who has just recently joined. What's my take on water fasting? I think it has its place. I would say on the scale of detoxification, water fasting is probably at the tippy top. It's extreme. I have successfully done, I want to say, 2 water fasts in my entire life. I was completely bedridden for both of them, because water fasting is not no joke. And if you're a relatively small person like me, who doesn't have a lot of body fat to burn, you're going to burn energy very quickly, and you're going to be forced to lay down while you're doing your water fast. People who are obese or who are overweight and who are using water fasting as a way to rapidly lose weight, they typically probably won't experience, you know, some of the same symptoms that someone like my size would experience, because they have a lot of excess body weight that can be turned into a fuel source, you know, in the interim of them not eating. But for me, nah, water fasting had me on my ass, and I was bedridden, very dizzy, like I couldn't get up too fast. very weak. It actually kind of feels like torture. But when I tell you, if you got skin problems, baby, listen. Digestion issues, stop eating. And just let your body just reset. Your skin is going to glow like no other. Like, that is the best thing that has happened for me after doing those fasts. Is like, I be looking at myself in the mirror like, oh my God, I look like a baby butterface. Like, the water fasting is the benefits are there, but it is extremely challenging, and I do not recommend anyone to play around with water fasting, especially if you don't have the time to sit and rest while you are doing it. Okay? Do not be trying to water fast while you are working a 9 to 5 and exerting yourself and trying to cook and watch after kids. You're going to have a hard time. Are you moving? I would like to move sometime in the near future, but not right now. I've water fasted before, and my longest was 3 days. I nearly passed out on day 3 because of low electrolytes. The longest I went was, I think, 4 days. 4 days. I have also dry fasted, which is even more extreme. Dry fasting is no liquids, no foods, no nothing. Just be hungry. And I think I did dry fasting for 3 days. And after that, transitioned into water fasting, and that was intense. Okay, I have never felt so many strange feelings in my body from being hungry. Like, the pain, well, I don't want to say it was pain, but it was just like, it was almost like I had a black hole, just like an abyss in my stomach, and it was just like sucking all life out of me. Like, it was weird. It was so intense. It was hard to sleep sometimes because this feeling in your stomach, like ain't nothing in it, is empty, and it's just so, I don't know. That is not for the faint at heart. Great to see you too, Mr. Dukes. But fasting is a tool. It's definitely humbling. I don't like olives. They taste nasty to me. The funniest thing is, I am a picky eater. For me to be completely plant-based, I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't like olives. I don't touch mushrooms. Shoot. I ain't start liking onions and peppers until like 2012. What else? What else I don't like? Oh, I don't like beans either. I don't mess with beans. I don't mess with beans. I don't mess with mushrooms. I don't like olives. What else do I like? I think that's it for right now that I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah. Don't give me none of that stuff. I ain't gonna eat it. So a lot of my diet, now I will eat lentils, but I will not eat no beans. Don't give me no black beans, no pinto beans, none of that. I'm not gonna eat it. Usually I don't either, but I tried it after a fast and your palate completely changes and you can't taste all the salt. Damn, no beans. That's my go-to. Yeah, give me some beans if you want to. I'm gonna be looking at you like what am I supposed to do with this? Like, you better put something else on my plate. That's one thing that I don't think I'm gonna ever get into them. I don't think I'm gonna ever get into mushrooms, even though that's something that I know a lot of people use. But I exist without them. And that's why I tell people, like, stop listening to what everybody says about what you have to eat to be plant-based. Because I defy a lot of those. I don't eat beans. And people always be like, well, eat beans. You got to eat your beans for protein. I don't eat them. I don't eat them at all. I don't like mushrooms. And I don't think I'm gonna ever get into olives. They have a weird flavor. It's weird to me. Very, very, very weird. And I got a can of them in there right now, but I bought them for my best friend, rest her soul, because she loved them and I was going to make her a meal, and I never got the chance to make her that meal before she passed away, and I still got that can of olives just sitting there because I ain't going to ever eat them. And they a good kind. Like, they was expensive. Like, I was trying to get the organic ones that ain't got all those preservatives and stuff in them, and they just sitting there going to waste. You're more than welcome to have them, because I ain't going to eat them. I feel you. I'm plant-based, but not too big on veg. Really? Now, see, I like veggies. And I don't necessarily say I have a favorite, but bitter leafy greens and broccoli tend to do it for me. It's their flavor that I like, but I mean, I know that they're not the healthiest, so, I'm gonna just state that. But I just like the way it tastes. I like the taste of broccoli. I like the taste of collard greens. I like the taste of kale. But are they hard to digest? They give me stomach problems when I eat those things. But I like the way that they taste. I actually really can't handle a lot of foods, and that's what's also influencing me to want to just go ahead and transition more into raw veganism, because my body is requiring it for me. But I'm not ready to go just yet. Like, I still need to get this cookbook out. And then after I get this cookbook done, I think I'll be able to go ahead and make the jump. But I still got some cooking left in me that I need to do. Someone told me a while back, your body's instinct tells you what you need. Listen to your body. It's just all the junk that makes our bodies confused. Absolutely. I definitely listen to my body. Sometimes I have strange hankerings for certain things, and I'm just like, no, that's interesting. I guess let me go get me some, and I'll go get it. There are certain times when I'm repulsed by certain things that I typically usually like, and I just understand that my body doesn't need that right now. At one point I was like stuck on raspberries for a long time, even though raspberries are not like my favorite fruit or anything. But at one point that's all I wanted was just raspberries. Like, and I understood that there had to be something in them that I needed. There's something that I need right now from, those green leafy greens I've been enjoying. But outside of that, I just intuitively eat. The colors call to me, flavors, smells, all of that. And I follow it. And when my body says you've had enough, I've had enough, and I don't eat it anymore, and I'll get nauseous. That's how my body tells me that it don't want stuff. I get nauseous even smelling it, or even it's getting so strong now that I could even think about it and I get nauseous, which is weird because sometimes I be really wanting to eat it, but then my body be like, nope. And then I'll be like, damn, but I really wanted that. But my stomach be like, nope, I'm gonna make you feel nauseous, so think about something else to eat. So it's actually pretty dope though. Like, once you really start become in tune with your body, it really does talk to you a hell of a lot. We just have learned how to not listen to it, so we don't know what it be saying to us half the time. But this is also part of the journey of learning how to connect back to yourself, listening to yourself, and learning the language that your body speaks to you. All of that is important. What the hell is that? But yeah, that's about it. It's about to be 3:30. I've been on live for like 2.5 hours. I done been on TikTok live. I done been on Instagram live. Now I'm on Facebook live. This is gonna be it for me. I'm about to tap out of here and drink me some water and relax. Today is my off day, so I'm trying to just chill and not do anything, but here I am on live, just showing up for you guys. But I'm about to get up off of here. I appreciate all of you guys who tuned in, all of your wonderful questions, your support, your praise, all of that. I appreciate it and love it. And I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. But I'm about to get on up out of here. Peace.